Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a fire at Eastern Kentucky Transportation Garage leaves several vehicles destroyed or damaged. And as summer inches close, veterinarians here in our region urge pet owners to protect their best friends against a deadly parasite.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning at 6 o'clock. I'm Dakota Makris, and it is Monday. Thanks for waking up with us. Let's take it over to Brandon for a look at our forecast. And before the newscast even started at 5 o'clock this morning, I told Brandon, yeah, it's quite cold outside. And he was like, no. It's in the 50s. It's chilly.
It's chilly.
He said, Dakota, if you say it's cold, I'm going to correct you on air.
All right, well,
so I'm just not going to argue with you this morning.
Well, you corrected yourself, so I didn't have to. So there you go. Because you said what I told you off camera. So I don't have to. Listen, you're on point.
I didn't think that through, did I?
Nope.
It's Monday. Oh, well.
It is Monday. So I'm proud of you. You corrected yourself.
Well,
there you go.
I do that from time to time.
Exactly. Let's get into the forecast this morning, and it is a bit on the chilly side. Looking at the cloud cover first, though, which there is a intense lack of this morning, especially in our part of the state. But back off to the west, I'm trying to build in this morning. We're going to keep a close eye on that as the front approaches. The fog is our big issue this morning. Now, we're not seeing any at the Hazard Airport, but I can guarantee you that we are fogged in here at the station this morning. Remember those sensors, a lot of them are up on those ridge lines. So again, they're not going to show as much, but Ashland, Harlan, Middlesboro, and Williamsburg all fogged in this morning. Anything less than 5 miles is pretty foggy conditions, and temperatures reflecting that as well. 44 now, Monticello. It's a fight now between Monticello and Clintwood. Who can win the coldest temperature battle there this morning? And you see a lot of folks in the upper 40s, low 50s, except for Pikeville. They're at 58, 56 at Jackson is the next closest. Across the rest of the state, 52 Lexington, 44 Cincinnati, 55 in Nashville, 49 in Paducah. 80 is our forecast high today. Average high for this time of the year is 73, and the record high was 87, set back on this day in 2012. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. Well, crews in Floyd County responded to reports of a fire at the Floyd County Schools Transportation Garage in Martin Saturday night. Our Jordan Mullins has more from school transportation officials about the damage and what this means for the school district.
Around 10:30 on Saturday night, calls started pouring in about a possible fire at the Floyd County Schools Transportation Garage in Martin.
Nobody was hurt, no injuries. Yes, it's got a call at 10:30 on a Saturday night, and we're not open for business at that time, so there was nobody on duty when the call came in.
No injuries were reported, but there was significant damage. Morrison says one bus is a total loss, and others were damaged, including the Floyd County STEM bus, which had just made an appearance in Pikeville hours prior. There was also heavy structural damage to parts of the building.
There's structural damage to the building that we'll have to wait on the assessment to make a final determination on that, but it's significant. The damage is significant at this point. We know that today.
Officials say the cause of the fire is still being investigated, and 12 hours later the building was still smoldering.
At this point the cause is yet to be determined, so we're waiting on the experts to come in and do their assessment and then let us know from that point.
Morrison says this will make transportation and maintenance a bit more difficult for a while.
It's going to make it tougher, but we've got a good staff that they'll adjust. We got good support from Mrs. Shepard, our superintendent, and everybody's already reached out this morning and willing to lend us a hand.
But he also wanted to thank the crews that responded and the jobs that they do. In Floyd County, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, Floyd County Schools will be in session today. We will update this story as more information is released on our website at WYMT.com. Well, it was a close call for people living in the high-rise apartment building in Harlan County. The Harlan City Fire Chief was alerted of the fire around 8 o'clock Friday night. After crews worked the scene, they learned the fire started in a bedroom on the 6th floor.
The extension office opened the depot, so we were able to park inside the depot and get water and coffee, and people that were displaced, they had a place to talk to Red Cross so that they could be rehoused. But the only rehousing we had to do was the occupants of that apartment. Everybody else was able to go back in.
Well, officials say luckily there were no fatalities, but the occupant of the apartment where the fire began is being treated for first-degree burns. The fire chief says this is an ongoing investigation, and with the help from the state fire marshal, they should know more about what caused the fire later this week. Well, drug addiction continues to plague our region, but one Kentucky native is using his story of recovery to help others who are going through what he went through. Our Alyssa Williams has more.
What was once a space for Mike St. John to use and sell drugs
This parking lot, this building plays a huge part in my story.
is now a place where he and his team are offering hope to others who struggle with addiction.
I had a vision to come back to my hometown of Corbin, Kentucky and give back because that's what we're supposed to do.
With the help of several sponsors and partners, the first annual St. John Live Hometown Hope event kicked off in Corbin on Saturday.
Here we are in Corbin, Kentucky, bringing hope back.
More than 40 outreach groups set up at the event, offering resources to those who might need them.
It takes a whole team of resources and examples like us to show there's hope after dope.
St. John also called on the help of several guest speakers to share their stories, like Louisville-based rapper Dollar Green.
Because we all have one message, and that's, there is hope. You can recover. We do recover.
St. John's wife, Marie St. John, says it's been amazing to help plan this event and watch Mike spread the gospel of recovery in his hometown.
This is not a job for us. This is our life. I think we were saved so we can save others.
Using his story and the stories of others.
This is not about us. It's about the message of hope.
To bring a little hometown hope to those who need it most. In Corbin, Alyssa Williams, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, this Hometown Hope event was sponsored by Mike St. John's company, St. John Live, an online platform where Mike and Marie St. John share new recovery testimonies each week. People in Lexington took part in National Prescription Drug Take Back Day during the weekend. A steady stream of cars drove through the drop-off line at Kentucky American Water. They handed off bagfuls of pills to volunteers. The prescription drugs will be incarcerated at a off-site location. Students from UK's College of Pharmacy, Fayette County Sheriff's deputies, Lexington police officers, and DEA agents were on site. They said the point of the event is to keep drugs from falling into the wrong hands. Organizers said they encourage families to have conversations about drugs.
Drug misuse, whether it's medication or street drugs, has no place in their homes or their families. I think it's important that children hear that and have that in the, in the back of their mind, so they have something to fall back on when that opportunity or peer pressure, temptation, comes about.
The next Drug Take Back Day will happen in the fall. Lexington police are saying one of their canine units was exposed to fentanyl. In a Facebook post, the police department said Canine Jax had to be given Narcan. Officers say he was helping with an investigation when he came into contact with the drug. He was taken to the vet and is expected to make a full recovery. Last week marked National Infant Immunization Week, but health care providers are continuing to remind parents of the importance of keeping their kids up to date on their vaccinations. Scott Lockard with the Kentucky River District Health Department says child immunizations decreased during the pandemic due to multiple reasons, like people not wanting to go to the doctor in fear of contracting COVID, or because many healthcare professionals were busy responding to COVID-related issues.
So it's now a perfect time to talk to your pediatrician about, were there any immunizations that you missed on the periodicity schedule? Go ahead, get caught up on those childhood immunizations.
Lockard adds, with the misinformation that's out there regarding different vaccines, it's important to talk to your child's pediatrician or your family physician about any questions you have. As summertime approaches, veterinarians are reminding pet owners to protect their animals against heartworms. Heartworms are a parasitic roundworm that is spread through mosquito bites and can cause various heart and lung issues in dogs and cats. Doctors say even if your pets stay indoors, it's important to still have them treated for ticks, fleas, and heartworms.
Parasites don't choose what species they want to get on. You can pack them in on yourself into your pets. During the summer, windows are open, everyone's enjoying it, mosquitoes go inside. So it's very important that even if you have an indoor pet, that they stay on preventatives year-round.
Dr. Higgins adds that regardless of the flea, tick, and heartworm preventatives you decide to give your pet, it is important that the medication comes from a reputable source.
6:09 coming up on 6:10 here on this Monday morning. You're seeing a picture behind me of Jenkins Mountain there on US 119, US 23. Now you're seeing it full screen, and you see there's not a whole lot of traffic out there this morning, and there is no fog either. So the higher you go, the less fog you're going to see. It's patchy, but it's dense in spots, and temperatures continue to fall in some areas down to 44 Monticello, which is now the cold spot in the region, 46 in Clintwood, 49 in Middlesboro, 48 Somerset and London, but everybody else is in the 50s with the exception of Ashland there, 58 in Pikeville, the warm spot this morning. 80 this afternoon, sunny skies, going to be a gorgeous day. We'll see a few more clouds a little bit later on, and we're going to stay dry. For now, some strong storms are possible, though, tomorrow on Tuesday, and daily rain chances will stick around basically all week long unless we see some big data shifts as we head into the late week parts of the forecast. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you so much. It's almost 6:11 when we come back here on Mountain News this morning. The U.S. intelligence community discloses just how often agents looked into the data of people here in the U.S. last year. That's next.